Okay, 3, 2, 1, we're looking at missing number from Leetcode, and this is a Python exercise. And let's dive right into this sucker. Let's take a look. Given an array nums containing n distinct numbers in the range of 0 to n, return only the number in the range that is missing from the array. This function that we create is going to take in a list of numbers, and there will be one number missing from the sequence. What this doesn't really tell you up here is that you're trying to get a consecutive sequence, or you're trying to find the missing number from a consecutive sequence from 0 to n. And what is n in this case? It says it down below in this exercise. N is the length of the list. So n is the length. So you're trying to find a number, or not trying to find a number, the reference sequence is from 0 to the length of the list. And again, it doesn't tell you that it is supposed to be consecutive from 0 to the length, and you're supposed to find the number missing from the list that would make it entirely consecutive from 0 to the length of the list. Looking at examples, we have this one, and with this one, the length is 3. So I guess you could just say n equals 3. So 0 to n would be 0, 1, 2, 3. And you look at what we have here, obviously 2 is the missing one. And so yeah, all numbers are in the range of 0 to 3. 2 is the missing number since it does not appear in this list. So that's a pretty easy one to eyeball. Looking at the next one down here, example 2 is a little trickier, where you have a 0 and a 1. Doesn't look like anything's missing from that sequence, but let's get the length. N equals 2, and remember we're supposed to our reference sequence is going from 0 to n inclusive, so we're measuring against 0, 1, 2 as our sequence. If you measure against 0, 1, 2 as a sequence, you see clearly that 0, 1 is missing a 2. And as you see, this is the answer. Explanation is that n equals 2 because the length of the list is 2, and the range we're looking against is 0 to 2. 2 is the missing number because 2 is not included in this 0, 1. So that one is a little confusing. We'll look at one more. Down here, we have this collection of integers. And what's the length of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. N is 9. So our reference sequence is from 0 to 9. And if you eyeball this one, you see what's missing. You just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't see an 8. 8's the missing one. Yes. So that's the explanation. That's really how you approach this one. Let's see how we approach this one in code. Move this one over. Maybe I will increase the size. because the guideline here is to go from, I have to have a reference sequence going from 0 to n, I need to find n. What the hell is n? Because, in any given a list of numbers, I need to find the length so I can have my reference sequence. So I'm going to say flatly that n equals the length of nums, because I've got to have, I know my sequence is going to start with 0 and it's going to go to n. And I need to build my reference sequence because I need to measure the list that comes in as an argument against the consecutive sequence. So I got to build the consecutive sequence. And in Python, the easy way to build a consecutive sequence is to use the range function. So I'm going to do that. And I'll call it numList. And I'm not even sure I need to convert it to a list, but I'll do it anyway. So I'll call range, and I'll call range at n plus 1, because I'm doing the argument of n plus 1 because the ending is not inclusive. So I want to include 0 to n, so I'm including, or I am placing n plus 1 as the argument so that I include n. So now that I've got that sequence from 0 to n, I can just I can compare the argument that comes in to numList, and the missing number in between those is the missing number, the difference basically. So notice I said the difference, because really, yes, the difference between the argument that comes in and my sequence here, my reference list, is going to be the missing number. And in Python, you can do difference via a set function or a set operation. Yeah, there's a data type in Python called a set, and it has a set operations of union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference, kind of like mathematical sets. And we can find the difference between a set of two numbers. It is ideal for this situation. So what I will do here is I'm going to convert my numList and the argument to sets, and then I will simply do the difference. And it's going to look like this. My indentation's kind of messed up. All right, got that. And I can do this all in one line, so I'll do a return statement. Because once I get the difference between these two sets, I will simply return. So I'm going to put I keep calling my reference list in a set. And then I will put the argument in a set. So when I explain this here, the minus operator, when applied to sets, does the difference. So this will get me the difference, or really the differences between the two sets, and it'll put it in a set. So this returns a set, and I guess the situation is once this returns a set, it's going to be in set form. The function needs to return an integer, so I'm going to remove the first element of whatever the set is. There should only be one element because there should only be one difference. But anyway, I need to remove it from the set so that it is an integer. So I will use the pop function to remove that single element from this resulting set. So I'm going to pop it, and that'll give me a single integer that will be the difference between the two sets. You got all that? Good, good. And I think that is it, because I've got in, I've generated my sequence to check the incoming list against, and then I've converted each to a set and gotten the difference, and then I'm going to remove what should be a single element from the difference set. It is time to run and test. That passes all the test cases, and these are the test cases that I went over with you, so that's good. And I will submit for the final testing. That works. We got acceptance. We're in. We've graduated. So that is good enough for now. Good. Okay. So there is a solution to missing number in Python from Leetcode. And until next time, keep coding and keep grinding. I'm out.